Please, human, could you save my mother? She is dying. Cried the beginning. The human colonies along the Orion Arm had always been told the dragons of Sithra were myths, old alien legends passed down through nomadic spacefaring clans. Most citizens of the Terran Federation dismissed them as childish fables, no different than stories of sea serpents or ghosts. But Kalen Bay, a freelance mechanic turned smuggler, knew better. He'd seen too many fragments of data logs, too many unregistered ships torn open as though by titanic claws, and too many whispers in the outer rim stations. Dragons were real, though no human alive had claimed to stand before one and live. That night, Kalen had docked his patch freighter, the Wayfarer's Hope, at the derelict mining station orbiting the scarred planet Kalos 4. He had only meant to scavenge for reactor parts, sell them on the black market, and get out before pirates or patrols swept the system. But as he pushed his mag boots across the abandoned corridor, his suit sensors crackled with an anomaly. Life signs. Faint. Weak. Impossible, he muttered, lowering his pulse rifle. The station had been abandoned for 2 decades. No miner could have lasted here. Then, a voice, small, trembling, desperate, rang directly into his helmet through the suit's open comm frequency. Please, human, could you save my mother? She is dying. Kalen froze. The voice did not belong to any miner, nor to a pirate. It was high-pitched, almost musical, trembling with childlike emotion. He rounded the corner and saw her, a hatchling. The creature was no taller than his chest, covered in pearlescent scales that glimmered faintly under the flickering station lights. 2 silver horns curved back from his head, and enormous eyes, violet and full of tears, stared at him. Its wings were still small, not yet strong enough to lift its body. Kalen's breath caught in his throat. By the stars! The hatchling stumbled toward him, clutching his leg with tiny claws. Mother, she cannot breathe. Please, please help her. And against every instinct, Kalen felt his pulse quicken with something he had not known in years. Compassion. Middle, the hatchling's name, she said between sobs, was Lyri. Her mother, an ancient albino dragon, had been hunted for years by galactic officials who deemed her species a danger to settled space. Wounded and poisoned, the mother had hidden here on Kalos 4, far from patrol routes. She is strong, Lyri whispered as she guided him deeper into the mining station. Stronger than stone, stronger than storms. But the hunter's weapons, they burned her lungs. She cannot heal alone. Kalen's mind raced. If the Federation's officials had really hunted a dragon, it meant the stories were true, and far darker than rumor suggested. These weren't just creatures of legend. They were intelligent, conscious, capable of love and family. And the Federation had ordered their extinction. They reached the mining station's cargo bay, where the air smelled of rust and ozone. And there, lying amidst collapsed crates, was the mother. Kalen had thought the hatchling breathtaking, but the sight of the dragon nest nearly drove him to his knees. She was colossal, her scales pale as starlight, her wings tattered and folded like broken sails. Her chest rose and fell in labored gasps, each one rattling as though knives pierced her lungs. Dark ichor seeped between her scales. Her luminous eyes opened faintly as Lyri rushed to her side. Mother, I found one. A human. He can help. The dragon nest studied Kalen with weary intensity. Her voice entered his mind, not spoken aloud, but telepathic, resonating like thunder muffled by clouds. You should not be here, human. Kalen swallowed. I didn't come to harm you. I'm a mechanic. I patch up machines, not living things. Lyri clutched his arm. But you have tools. You can fix her. You must. The child's plea tore at him. Kalen had spent most of his life scavenging, lying, and running. He wasn't a savior. But as he looked at the mother, suffocating and frail, and at Lyri's trembling hands, he realized he couldn't just walk away. He knelt, scanning her wounds with his handheld analyzer. The results chilled him. Her lungs were scorched by radiation, likely from Federation plasma weapons. Her blood was saturated with metallic toxins. Even if she had the regenerative abilities of her kind, she wouldn't last another day. Kalen bit his lip. I don't have the meds for this. Not even a field doctor could. Then, take her. Lyri's wings fluttered in desperation. Your ship can fly her somewhere safe. Somewhere with healers. Kalen hesitated. Helping them meant betraying the Federation. If officials discovered he had smuggled a dragon aboard, he'd be branded a traitor, hunted across every system. He would lose everything. But then the hatchling whispered again, her voice trembling like a breaking star. Please, human. She is my only mother. If she dies, I will be alone. Kalen closed his eyes. He remembered his own childhood, his mother dying in the plague while he screamed at doctors who could not help. He had sworn never again to care about anyone. But here he was, standing in front of history itself. Dragons that were real, alive, and begging for his aid. He opened his eyes. All right, let's get her aboard. The process was perilous. It took Kalen nearly 2 hours to rig gravlifts and power cell scavenge from the mining station. With Leary's help, he managed to ease the dragoness onto a hovering platform. She endured the movement with quiet dignity, though every jolt racked her body with pain. Back on the Wayfarer's Hope, alarms blared as the ship's systems detected the sheer mass of their new passenger. Kalen ignored them, sealing the hatch and blasting away from Kalos 4 before any patrols noticed. He set a course to the outlaw world of Mirrors, where black market medics dealt in alien physiology. It was their only chance. But the Federation noticed. 3 hours into their jump, Kalen's sensors lit up. 2 Federation pursuit frigates dropped from hyperspace behind them. Of course, Kalen muttered, gripping the controls. They know. From the cargo hold, Leary cried out, clutching her mother's side. They are coming for us. Kalen slammed the throttle. Not if I can help it. The Wayfarer's Hope was old but agile, darting through asteroid fields and plasma storms. Yet the frigates were faster, firing bursts of ion cannons that rattled his shields. Kalen cursed under his breath. He thought of dumping the dragoness. If only for a second, it would save his life. It would buy him freedom. But when he glanced at the display, showing Leary curled against her mother's side, whispering encouragements to her dying parent, the thought curdled into disgust. No, he growled. Not this time. The chase stretched across 3 systems. Kalen's ship was battered, shields failing, engines smoking. Finally, near the binary stars of Reagan Expanse, he made a desperate maneuver, diving into Corona 1 star. He masked their heat signature just long enough to lose the frigates. When he emerged, gasping for breath, the Wayfarer's Hope was limping. But they were free, for now. He hurried to the cargo hold, where Leary pressed against her mother's heaving chest. The dragoness breaths were shallow. Too shallow. She's fading, Kalen whispered. Leary looked at him with wide, tear-filled eyes. You promised. Kalen's hands trembled as he opened his medkit, improvising a cocktail of stabilizers and nanite injectors designed for alien species. He wasn't a doctor. He had no certainty this would work. But it was all he had. The dragoness eyes flickered open as he approached. Her telepathic voice brushed his mind again, faint as wind. You risked everything for us. Kalen injected the serum into a wound near her chest. Just hold on, damn it. For her. For a moment, nothing happened. Then her breathing steadied, just slightly. The toxins began to recede, though her body remained weak. It wasn't a cure, but it bought them time. Leary wept with relief, hugging her mother's muzzle. Thank you, human. Thank you. Kalen slumped against the wall, exhausted. Don't thank me yet. We're not safe, and she still needs real treatment. Ending. 2 days later, they reached Mirrors, a lawless desert moon where smugglers, pirates, and exiles built their lives beyond Federation control. Kalen bribed a local medic, an alien named Vera, to examine the dragoness. The verdict was grim. Her lungs are burned beyond natural recovery. Without constant care, she will not last a cycle. The child will lose her. Leary broke into sobs, pressing her face against her mother's scales. No, no. Kalen's chest tightened. He had sworn not to care. But now, looking at Leary, he realized he already did. He turned to Vera. What if we build something? Artificial lungs, cybernetics. I've got mechanical skill. If we integrate tech with her biology, could it work? Vera's eyes widened. It has never been attempted. But with your hands, maybe. And so they worked. Days blurred into nights as Kalen welded, grafted, and stitched, guided by Vera's knowledge and Leary's unshakable faith. He built a breathing system of alloy and biotech, designed to fuse with the dragoness scorched organs. The operation was brutal. Hours of delicate precision. The dragoness life balanced on a knife's edge. Leary refused to leave the room, whispering prayers to stars older than human memory. At last, with a final spark of energy, the system engaged. The dragoness chest expanded, steady, strong. Her eyes opened, glowing once more. You gave me breath again, she whispered into Kalen's mind. Not just for me, but for her. Leary threw her arms around Kalen, sobbing with joy. You saved her. You saved my mother. Kalen, for the first time in decades, smiled. But he knew the Federation would never stop hunting them. To protect the dragons, to give them a chance at life, he would have to keep running. Become more than a smuggler, more than a survivor. He would become their guardian. The dragoness bowed her great head to him. You are no longer just human. You are kin. And so, in the shadow of the outlaw moon, Kalen Vey and the last albino dragon, Mother forged an unbreakable bond. A promise that despite the cruelty of the galaxy, compassion could still defy extinction. For the rest of his days, Kalen carried their secret. And in every corner of the stars, whispers began anew. That somewhere out there, a human had saved a dragon. And in doing so, saved hope itself.